we go.
Yeah.
It's been a bit since we've had a mirror match in North America that wasn't Chronix, right? Like, Chronix was like everywhere. And then it was Java and Fakey saving us from the, you know,
yeah,
from the
that one time. That one time.
Yeah.
From Chronix, right? That was
There was like an entire top 8, and they were the only ones that were running.
running Hattori and like
Jala, I think it was Jala.
Wild.
I almost said Java because I was like, wait, Java playing Jala. Although usually it was like a thin, I think. I don't remember which epic crossover Java used. But either way, he's not teaming with Fakey right now. It's Hybrid. And Hybrid had a good run in singles last weekend as well. So starting off strong with a knockout onto Ryze, Fakey barely damaged, and Hybrid coming in with even more damage on the Soul and Ryze as Soul sent flying, and Ryze gets punished for that neutral air. There goes Soul. Ryze could go right shortly afterwards. No, Fakey maybe needed to like dash jump Gravity Council D-Light to get that to connect, but still the damage onto Ryze and Soul has been fantastic. Fakey still can hold on even longer. As Hybrid vote finally goes down, will Fakey get even more extra credit? Yes, he will. Look at that. The defense from Fakey is so amazing.
He got, I think today, Fakey is by far the player who was the most damaged on a singular stock. His damage bar was so black that I was like, I actually don't, I wish there was like a stat that we had for like all-time longest stocks in Brawlhalla damage-wise, because that has to be up there.
Yeah, Fakey's survivability is unmatched, and it's so impressive how he's able to play defense in 1v2s and just win 1v2s. No,
he missed.
He missed.
He didn't.
Okay, did get the save. He went for a few non-committal things. Hybrid does end up going down, and heck, we might be in a situation where we see a few 1v2s depending on how this goes here. It looks like Hybrid has been pretty easy to take early stocks on, but Soul goes down. Ryze gets spiked at the stage. Fakey gets the weapon throw, picks the weapon back up off the throw, and then spikes him into the stage. He does get his jump back, does get the dodge, but Ryze took a lot of damage there from a pretty creative edge guard from Fakey.
Let's see, gets the recovery as well. Fakey doing a good job closing out some of these stocks here. Was able to get one with that neutral sig before, and this time with the recovery. And it looks like things are going to be pretty close here. Hybrid is in the orange here, so needs to be careful. Gets hit by some really beefy damage there, but manages to hang on. Shout out to Ulgrim defense. But now, how do you survive this scenario? Kaya downsing on the ledge.
Demon Islands, yeah. You just don't. I don't know what I would have done there as Hybrid. Fakey now stuck in the 1v2, which we were kind of foreshadowing. And I am curious to see how he navigates this against Soul and Ryze. So far, some friendly fire showing some shakiness, but that's going to be a team combo, sidelight in air, and a recovery. Beautiful. And Kaya Ulgrim is probably one of the most labbed out combos, right? Like the teams, it's kind of like what I was talking about with Balloon Boy and Hideaway, right? Where it's like, hey, if you lock in one of these 4 characters, chances are whoever you're teaming with for the weekend has experience with that character, regardless of having experience with you. And we saw right there the beautiful combo there. It doesn't even take that long. Sidelight in air, bow recovery into axe recovery. You get that perfect angle to send them straight up. And it's not like, even though the angles changed, the force is not different.
Right.
Like that is a move that will knock out off the side. If you're that close to the top of the blast zone, you'll take you out in orange. So well played coming out from Ryze and Soul. Their teamwork coming out ahead of Fakey's individual skill. Let's see if Hybrid can avoid getting isolated and taken down very early here in this game too.
Yeah, I mean, because he was in a nightmare scenario, right? Like, Fakey had been KO'd, and then you had Ryze on the corner spamming Kaya down sig on bow, and you're like, I don't have.
And the stock before that, he had a second stock ladder comboed up to the top right until he was in red. Hybrid now also taking a big beating here once again. This time around, however, Fakey has not been able to avoid taking damage himself. Ryze and Soul playing very solidly. Gravity Council side stick going to do some friendly fire there that gives Red Team an opportunity. Nice job with the side stick, takes him down. Soul responds with a knockout onto Hybrid. Let's see if Fakey can get the stock as well. Down sig's going to get there right before Ryze is able to get for the punish, and Fakey survives the D-Light end sig from Ryze that tried to knock him out.
And you can see right there, Fakey's kind of waiting for the pass. He has the opportunity to go weapon star Soul, but doesn't go for
Gravity
it.
Cancel D-Light recovery. Okay, I thought that was 2 D-Light. That was 2 D-Lights, so maybe he could have DI'd out of that, but he just chose not to.
Big drop gives Fakey a chance here.
Down sig in the down air. The down air got Fakey and Hybrid. Good option select from Soul. Nair, side air, Ryze making it back to the stage. Fakey gets down sig, Hybrid gets down aired. Soul playing fantastic on this situation here. Fakey tries to cut all the way through. Is this going to be the edge guard from Soul? No, he just goes right back to center. Wants to stop Hybrid from getting a weapon.
They are scrapping. Holy cow. Okay, that Sayer's going to get the stock there. Fakey trying to get around, gets caught by the D-Light. Goes for the unarmed recovery, can maybe make it around the lip here. Soul's going to go ahead and try to collapse on a Ryze. Fakey grabs the spear in the meantime.
Recovery almost combos. Fakey goes down. Hybrid on the left side of the stage. Is Downs going to come out here? No, Ryze goes for the sidelight, expecting Hybrid to punish. And they don't go off stage to punish him there. I think they could have taken some risk in that situation. That was a little too safe, but either way, they're sticking to their game plan. Hybrid's taking a ton of damage.
Okay, grabbing against the D-Light to save from Ryze. Ryze on the Hybrid. Soul trying to clear Fakey, trying to get back. Gets the recovery onto Soul here. And now we have an opportunity for a mini 2v1 on the Soul.
No,
they're not going to get it. Hybrid's in the red.
Yeah,
one more
hit just going to send to the right here, I think, for sure. One more stray hit from Ryze or Soul will take him down, landing X side air. Heck, Neutral Light would probably take him down. D-Light into recovery to get Fakey.
Yeah, just let it go.
Man, Soul really leveled up that game.
Are they about to... Hold on, this team, they're looking real good right now.
They're looking fantastic, and they came off of, if I remember correctly, that was a 3-0 over Megd and Radish. And here I thought that was going to be going to Game 5, but they didn't even give Megd and Radish the chance to, like, warm up, right? Because Megd and Radish tend to, like, have a slow start to these double matches, but Soul and Ryze are looking fantastic. And there's that D-Light recovery. What's so awesome about that recovery is that the Spear Sarah was always going to knock out Hybrid.
Yeah.
And so the recovery was there to punish Fakey, who was at a damage range to where he wasn't going to be knocked back fast enough to be able to get hit. It was just a really good follow-up. And now we're here in Game 3 on Damon Island. I think Hybrid is just getting outmatched by Ryze and Soul. And no matter how good you are at 1v2s, it's kind of like whenever we talk about somebody being really good at 1v2s, I almost feel like it's more of a commentary on the opposing team not having their 2v1s locked down, and then we kind of hype up the other guy that's winning because it's a little more fun that way. Generally speaking, even if you were the best player in the world, if you're against 1v2, it should be really, really hard if they know how to hit an end light.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, because it's just like, there's certain, like, I can call them like sequences where it's just like, once you see the start, you just execute. You don't really have to think about it. It becomes muscle memory because you've done it so many times. And 2v2 is like a great spot to exercise and flex that muscle when the situations present themselves. But right now, it's the kind of situation where like Ryze and Soul are looking fairly unstoppable. Ryze still has 3 stocks. Look at these. Goes for the ground pound. Starting to feel a little bit confident as well. Goes for the D-Light turnaround end light, dude.
He overshot the D-Light and responded to the spacing. That was awesome. Gets the pivot. It's the small things like that that show that he's really locked in.
Oh my God!
Off of the end light. Good response there as well. Hybrid swaying down to the bottom of the stage. Gets hit by that cider. He goes down to 1 stock. It's 5 stocks to 3. This elimination semifinal looks like it's going to be over real soon. D-Lights gets the silent. Fakey getting destroyed off stage by Ryze. Recovery dodge out of the way. Fakey's able to nair to safety, but still needs to do so much more than that. Ryze still on 3 stocks, Flambeau.
This is incredible. Yeah, they're looking like a completely unstoppable team. Fakey trying to respond, gets the weapon throw, finally getting the first stock of Ryze. For Ryze, it was a super play worth going for with just pulverizing the enemy team right here. But hold on, we do have Soul down to the final stock. This is not it for Hybrid.
It might be it. Ryze just hit 4 clean snares. The downlight side air goes for the pogo onto Hybrid right afterwards. Recovery from Soul will cover that. Goes over the end sig. If Soul pivoted it,
double
it could have been fine.
And that burns out the dodge there. Soul trying to punish the landing with a sidelight. Not quite able to line it up. One more hit on the Hybrid, and that's going to be it for him. I mean, what do you do here?
I'm not sure.
How do you clutch?
Downsing again from Ryze. No. Okay. Fakey's able to come back to the stage. Let's see. D-Light side air. Gets the downsig on the Hybrid. There he goes. Downlight and the neutral light, side light nair, and sig, and Fakey is gone. Double knockout for Ryze in the blue team. I really can't even say one player outperformed the other. That was amazing teamwork coming from them the entire way through.
That was some good twos.
And it really, game 1 started off looking pretty good for the red team, and then Ryze and Soul's synergy dismantled them for the fact that I can stay very